Hello everyone, I'm Adam Papagan. Welcome to another episode of There's a Place, the ASMR talk show. The show that feels good to hear. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, on podcasting, wherever you do find us. Thank you so much. So this is a show that's about people and places. People, the interviews, of course, the places all around us, both real and imagined. And, you know, just as people can come and go from your life, places can as well. So just this week, I've been in the same apartment for about 5 years, pretty much the longest I've ever lived any place. And when I moved in, I was a younger man, I was scrappier, and it was what they call a punk house. So it's a bunch of punks living in the house, and it was decorated all crazy. And bands would stay over, and we would have concerts in the backyard, and everyone was friends with everybody. A lot of partying. It was a real good time. And when I moved in, I was one person younger than me, but you know, I was in my early 20s. So. As the years went on, people would, they'd start making more money, they'd get girlfriends, they'd move out, and one by one, the house emptied with my friends and filled up with friends of friends and stuff like that, till it got to the point where now I'm the last one left, and I'm living with 4 guys who I don't really know, which is fine. I feel like most roommate situations are like that. You either know the person really well or you don't know them at all. There's not really, I don't think, much in between space. But I'm there and it's fine. I'm not there too often. I'm over, traveling or my girlfriend or whatever. But came home Saturday night to find that this awesome, funky punk house I'd lived in, the roommates had gotten together without my permission, painted over the whole thing, taken down all the crazy velvet paintings and taxidermied animals and all the weird stuff that made the house what it was. So when I came home, I was kind of shocked. It was kind of like, even though I hadn't physically moved, I was living in a different place. And it was a bummer. It was a real bummer to see that happen. But I realized that a place is, besides being a physical structure or location, is also the people who are in it. And the people who made that place what it was are now all gone. And they moved on. And maybe it's time that I move on as well. So that place is gone. Having said that, it's a little shady. Painting over the fun punk house. So when I move out, taking the refrigerator, taking the couch, taking the modem, anything from before, and hell with these people. Not out of spite, but somebody might need them more. Who knows? More on that to come as issues develop. Enough about me, though. I've talked enough. My guest tonight is a storyteller, LA's best storyteller. Now that's his description, not mine, but I've heard him tell a couple stories. Interesting guy, definitely filled with. He's got some world experience, which is good. Of course, it's good. Anyway, blah blah blah. Here he is, my guest tonight, Horus RA. Hey, Horus.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, over here. So we've had very limited interaction. I've seen you tell some stories on Busted, True Stories Getting Around LA on the Bus. Scott Schultz, friend of the show, his program, and I think in person as well. But you have what they call in the entertainment business a unique look. Not an insult. They tell me that too. But I believe we met, I think before Busted even got started years ago. Tell me, maybe this wasn't you, but I believe I stepped outside of UCB on Western and Sunset, and you asked me, what is this place? And I told you. Do you remember that? Was that you?
Yes.
And you didn't. And they have a storytelling thing, and you've been there a lot of times since.
Yes.
Had you ever been to you'd been curious, I bet, before.
That was my first time going there.
Really?
Yes.
So strange coincidence then.
Yes.
That of all the people coming and going out of there, we've kind of found each other.
Yes.
And I gave you you could have gotten some lame-o actor or something who couldn't really explain it.
Yes.
And then weird. Did you believe in predestiny or anything like that?
Well, I believe there's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Yes.
So there's something about the two of us.
Yes.
We're drawn to each other. Where it's on some biological level. So I'm going to interview that guy someday.
Yes.
Well, so thanks for being on the show. So how did you get into storytelling?
Well, I started off doing the comedy circuit, but most of the time I was only telling true stories. And every time I was telling the true stories, people were like, "You should be a comedian. You should be a comedian." I was like, "Wow, I wasn't telling a story for laughs. I was just telling a story." So I tried that out, and then somebody started telling me about storytelling. I said, "Well, let me try storytelling," and that's when I ran into you. I was just looking, went online and looked for some places close by, and I saw the UCB, and that was the first place I tried. Yeah.
Because there's Scott Schultz was saying this. There's some in LA. In LA, the comedy and storytelling kind of overlaps.
Yes.
But in other cities, the storytelling art is its own thing, and there's no pressure to be funny.
Right. Exactly.
But your stories just are funny.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that works out. So you are a native of LA, or
Yes.
Yeah, South LA. I remember you had some cool stories.
Yes.
About 80s and 90s growing up.
Right.
So people don't realize who move out here that LA was crazy in the 90s.
Yes.
I mean, there was the riots. That's the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
And not just down in South Central, all over LA, there was stuff going on. But what was like? Because one of your stories you mentioned Manchester. I used to work down in Inglewood.
Oh, okay.
In the fields, the door-to-door job. So I was just running up and down Florence, Manchester, all the time, and seeing there's some weird stuff down there, but I felt like there was nobody I could ask about it. So I don't know, maybe you can let me. Jim Dandy Fried Chicken.
Oh, yes.
It's a chain back in the 70s.
Yes.
And there's only 2 left. And they're both down there.
Right.
So that's kind of an institution.
Down the street from Taco Hell.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then let's get into that. So that was one of my favorite stories that you had. So you were working at Taco Bell. Well, I'll let you tell the story.
Yes, I was working at Taco Bell, and I was only 17 when I started working there.
First job?
Yes.
Okay.
Out of high school. So I volunteered to work on Saturdays because that's the time you can work the most hours when you're in high school. So they never told me that we'd be getting robbed every weekend. The manager looked surprised when she says, "You want to work on the weekends?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Sure." So I'm thinking it's great, but every weekend we're getting robbed. So we got robbed so much, I just got used to it. They come in, they flash the gun, open up all the cash registers.
So there was, it kind of sounds like the management was sort of okay with getting robbed on the weekends.
Well,
if it happened every weekend?
Every single weekend. It's when we were coming in on the night shift, it was, we wanted to see if they got robbed during the daytime. So we know if we'd be getting robbed twice that day. We're gonna at least get robbed twice in a day.
Was it the same guy robbing you every weekend?
Not the same guy, but it'd be like the same group of people.
It's your turn this week.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd Saturday. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Was it always around the same time of night?
It was always at night, but Usually late nights, but when they caught the one guy, they asked him, what time he was robbing us, and it was always around the bus schedule, So that's how they were getting away. They would run right in back of the Taco Bell, and they would catch the bus at the end of the alley.
This doesn't sound like a very sophisticated crime organization.
Yeah.
That must have been, because it sucks waiting for the bus sometimes, when you're in a hurry, you're doing that move where you like step out into the street and look like it's going to come any faster. Mm-hmm. But imagine being a wanted criminal and doing that.
Yeah, it's like they have to have the timing down right. Well, that's one thing you can say about the Metro, it's always on time.
Do you think I'm just speculating here, do you think the bus driver knew what was going on?
Oh, I doubt it.
Because he's kind of a getaway driver.
Yeah, I doubt it. They had no idea.
How did you feel the first time you got robbed?
Oh, I was terrified. It's like, man, so scared of seeing a gun pointed in your face. So many things going through your mind, wow, so young, so many things I never got a chance to do, and I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die a virgin. So.
How many times do you think you got robbed?
Oh wow, I lost count after the first, maybe 9 or 10 times. I just stopped counting.
At any point, did you think, they're paying me $4.50 an hour? Maybe I should just rob Taco Bell if it's easy to get away with. Did that ever cross your mind?
That never crossed my mind.
Well, that's good. Yeah. But those guys kind of worked at Taco Bell too, in a way. They're still getting paid.
Yeah.
How long after the robbery were you back to like selling bean burritos?
Oh, about whenever the police got there and took the report. Usually about an hour. Right back at work. Yeah.
Do you have any like other jobs like that? Like this was your first job.
Well, after that, I worked for the fire department in ambulance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So nobody ever robbed the fire department?
No, but somebody put a gun on us one time.
On the fire department?
Well, yeah, we were first on scene, and we were waiting for the police to get there, but we got there first. And we get there, we get ready to get a guy some oxygen and everything, and the guy stepped out of the corner. He goes, "If I wanted him to live, I wouldn't have shot him." And I was like, oh, and the guy was pointing. I said, "That's the guy that shot you?" I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I hope you understand." And he did like this.
The guy's like lying there?
He's lying there holding his side.
He's like, "No, don't mess with him." Like he's
I said, we gotta leave. I hope you understand. He just gave me the thumbs up and was like,
Oh, did he end up living?
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah. We hopped in the unit. We backed up down the street. It was like, "Hey, get the police over here. The guy is still here." And the guy stood there, waited for him to die. And by the time the police got there, he darted off, and we went to go help him. He was already dead.
Wow. Did the police catch the guy?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he ran the risk of getting caught.
Yeah.
Because of he wanted this guy dead.
And he wanted to watch him die.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a very specific kind of anger.
Yeah.
That's like a double cross.
Yeah.
I bet that a double cross was involved.
If you want to watch the guy die,
yeah.
And he's taking that chance to, yeah. So.
Yikes! Oh my God.
So yeah, that was a lot of scary calls.
Well, here we are now down in Lamert Park. I think that's where this is.
Oh, okay.
It's like the, Black Beverly Hills is Ladera Heights.
Yeah.
From the Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
But like Lamert Park is like the,
I guess.
It's It's like kind of artsy a little bit.
Yeah. Artsy. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Because
Yeah.
they got Project Blowed is here behind us, the hip hop place. And then just down the street of this, there was nobody, it's gone now, nobody I think knew about it, a black wax museum. Did you ever hear about that?
I've never seen it. I haven't seen it.
It was up on like Crenshaw and King.
Oh, okay.
And a guy who made millions of, he invented like a hair product, like a black hair product.
Okay.
And he lived in this like shopping center that he bought the whole thing. And it was his house and then also a like black historical figure wax museum.
Oh, okay.
But it was a cool spot. That's a cool area down there.
Yeah.
There's like so many little like weird restaurants. What's your favorite like south of the 10 restaurant?
Well, I usually eat at a vegan restaurant, so.
Oh, okay. So you got Mr. Wisdom.
Well, it's
that what
one
it's
place
called?
on the 9th. It's on 9th Street. So walk in, not out. Yeah. It's a nice vegan restaurant.
Walk in, not out.
Yeah.
I like that name. And then there's that one, in that like 60s building on Slauson.
Oh yeah, it's Simply Wholesome.
Yeah.
That one over there.
But it's
That's
bad.
nice. Yeah. I like that one too.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
I found it kind of bland.
Yeah.
See, this is what people take the bus. I started taking the bus more recently. I noticed, like on Scott Show, everyone loves to talk about different streets and different intersections.
Yeah.
What's your favorite intersection?
My favorite intersection, wow. I would have to say it's on Crenshaw. Maybe, hey, Crenshaw and King over there, the Merck Park area.
Yeah,
I like that.
kind of swings down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that area over there. It's pretty cool. Kick-it spot. Like you said, nice restaurants.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Florence and Normandy,
Yeah.
famous intersection down there. It's where the riots started.
Yeah.
Were you were around for the riots, obviously.
Yeah, I
But
was
were you in
working.
like in that area?
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I was like right down the street when that happened. Yeah.
All right. So what were you like watching it on the news?
Yeah, yeah, we were like actually right down the street, you know, me and us and another ambulance company. And,
Oh, you were working the riots.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we were right down the street when it happened.
What was it like on the ground level?
Wow, it was crazy. It was wild. It was chaos, you know. That was the best way to describe it. People were just running everywhere and yeah.
Because you see like all the media stuff, but they have an agenda to push. You know, they're going to show like the most sensational things or whatever. But was it scarier than getting robbed?
No. I don't think anything comes scarier than actually having a gun pointed in your face. You know, the riots was more people were looting, doing a lot of looting and stuff like that. So,
Was it violent or was it more just like a
yeah, it
smash
was,
them up?
Yeah, just smash them up kind of stuff. But you know, so yeah, and if you weren't involved in it, you know, you didn't have to be anywhere near it. So yeah, it wasn't didn't come close to getting robbed. Yeah.
Did you think about rioting? If you hadn't been working that day, would you have gone down there?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
You're a peaceful kind of mellow guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Make love, not war.
Yeah, yeah. That's me. Peace and love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was like a riot going on, I would be the guy who like got arrested.
Oh, wow.
You know, like I would be the one who got caught. Like everyone would be doing it, and then I'd be like, and then, hey, you, paddy wagon.
Oh, no. Nah.
All right, behind us now is, do you recognize this spot?
Hollywood Park?
That's right.
Yeah.
Now gone. I think they're building the
Yeah,
stadium there now, but I've been, so there's the casino and the racetrack.
Yes.
Did you ever go to that casino?
Yes, I went there a couple times.
That was, this could be an ignorant statement, but it seemed to me when I was working in Inglewood, the casino was like the center of like commerce and cultural life in Inglewood. Because there was like no movie theaters, there weren't really any museums or venues for anything. Yeah, there's churches and stuff around, those are kind of scattered around.
Right.
But yeah, that casino was like,
And then plus the racetrack is
yeah.
right there, so.
Racetrack was fun though.
Yeah.
I liked going to the racetrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, how was that legal for the, like, who would elect to have a casino in their town? And why isn't it? Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I figured, well, maybe they figured if you're gonna bet on the horses, you might as well.
That's, yeah, it is already
bet on
gambling.
some, yeah, so.
Horse racing doesn't, I know it is gambling, but it seems a little classier than gambling.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really, you know, every time I win, it was only like real small bets, dollar bets.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
kind of
so,
for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
Got those hot dogs.
Right.
Well, you're vegan. So.
Yes. But I like to just watch the horses run. And
So your hat that you're wearing, I've looked through Facebook a little bit.
Okay.
It looks like it's the same hat, but you change out the brim.
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple questions about this.
Okay.
When did you get the hat? Like, how long has this been part of your look?
Ever since I started the storytelling.
Oh, so you really took on like a new.
Yeah.
It was a total rebirth.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you decide, you're like, if I'm going to tell these stories, if I really want them to land, I need to get a hat? Or did you see the hat and that inspired this?
Well, I wanted to be different, you know, come out with my own style, you know, and it just came to me like that. Yeah, my aunt made the shirt, and she was like, hey, you know, I can make a band to go around your hat to match the shirt.
Okay, so then I was gonna say, how did you get a band that matches the shirt? Because you always have a match.
Right, yeah.
So all your clothes custom made?
Yeah,
Your aunt makes your clothes?
Yes.
Whoa, even the pants?
Not the pants,
But the
mostly
shirts.
the shirts. But she can do pants and everything. She can make suits, anything. She's a genius. Yeah.
Wow, so you really do have your own look.
Yeah, she does. She's been doing it for so many years. You know, whatever you design you want.
Pocket? Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, whatever design you want, she just go buy the fabric and cut it out, and voila. There you go.
So in your closet, do you have like on the hangers, you have the shirt and then the band, you kind of put it over
Yeah.
the top of the... Have you ever like lost the band or whatever? You're like, well, I can never wear this shirt again.
You know I have. And I just go to my aunt's house. Hey, I need another band.
Oh, so she keeps the fabric and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So.
Well, I have a, you know, you've lived a life, obviously. I have a question that maybe you can help me with, a problem I have. Should I go to my high school reunion?
Wow.
It's, now, it's $60. And it's at Volcano.
Volcano.
Which is like it's like similar to Benihana,
Oh.
but it's not Benihana.
Okay. Well,
Only been 10 years.
you know, I've never been to mine. Never been to mine. It was more like if I kept in touch with those friends after high school, then, you know, we see each other every day or every week anyway. So there's no need for us to get together. And then the rest, hey, we haven't kept in touch with each other for 10 years, you know. It's kind of like,
That's my feeling about it. Like, did you go to your prom?
Yes, I went to my prom.
You got to go to your prom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't, like outside removed from.
Right, yeah.
But the reunion came. Did you consider going to your 10-year high school reunion?
Nope. Sure didn't.
Well, I considered it. It's a step, towards. And we have Facebook now,
Right. Mm-hmm.
so I kind of know what everyone's up to.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you think skip it?
Yeah, I did. But I did have a reunion with all the kids on my street.
Oh, that would be cool.
That was really nice. Hadn't seen these people in 20 years. Now, that was really nice because it was all the people that grew up in my neighborhood that lived on 112th Street. So that was really cool.
And then people of all ages.
Yes,
too.
those people of all ages. So like when I was a kid, 10 years old, and the adults then, now they're older adults, and we have kids of our own, and it was really nice seeing them.
That sounds way better.
Yeah.
Because the high school reunion, it's only people the exact same age as you.
Yeah.
I had friends a grade above, a grade below, or whatever, friends from different schools.
Okay.
Somebody could organize that.
Right. Yeah.
Just like
yeah.
like get my like those Catholic schoolgirls we hung out with, like them, like private school kids, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It was good. And you could see their kids and their kids. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
it was really cool.
So keep my $60.
Yeah.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
For like some like hors d'oeuvres and it comes with one drink. One.
Yeah.
Make it 80 and have an open bar. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's no. Okay. What should I do with the $60 then? I feel like it's like a balance.
Take your girl out or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm gonna do. If you're watching, baby, we're get an entree up to $30 in value.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take her to Simply Wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we have moved through time and space again. Now we're in ancient Egypt.
Oh, cool. Hey.
And your name, Horus RA. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a storytelling name.
Well, that was the name given to me by my spiritual parents.
Your spiritual parents.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Isis and Osiris.
Ah,
my spiritual
got it.
parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing I learned working down in Inglewood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a whole subculture within the Black community about like ancient Egypt and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been fascinated by that.
Mm-hmm.
But also just people who are into ancient Egypt in general, because the Masons are into ancient Egypt, and the Rosicrucians. Do you know about them?
No.
They're similar to the Masons.
Oh, okay.
But it's like more open. But they it's weird. They want to use like ancient Egyptian business practices.
Oh, okay.
And up in San Jose, they built like a bunch of like pyramids and replicas of Egypt and stuff, and they have like an Egypt museum.
Oh, okay.
So how did you get into ancient Egypt stuff?
Well, I was a firefighter for 15 years, and I drove trucks, and it's like I had this spiritual awakening to who I was and what life was really about, and what my name meant, and who my spiritual parents were, and I gave up that life as was driving the trucks, and started doing what my calling was, and changed my name to Horus.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Had you tried you gone through other phases with like religion or spirituality or anything?
Well, when I grew up, I was a Christian, but I didn't believe that at an early age. At 12 years old, my mom told me this story. It's like, well, first of all, it was like she lied to me about Santa Claus. And I was like, hey, that story wasn't true. Lied to me about the tooth fairy. Okay, so then when I get 12 years old, then she tells me the story about Jesus, hanging on the cross, and, out of all the religions, she's like, he's going to appear right there. I'm like, right where? She's pointing into the sky. I'm like, right where? I'm like, wait a minute, out of all the religions, out of all the people in the world, it's going to come to this raggedy church over here.
Why not the church across the street?
Yeah. This one right here. I said, okay. So I didn't believe in that too. So you lied to me about all of those. You lied to me about this one too. So I never believed that story.
So years and years go by of just kind of being an atheist or agnostic or whatever.
Well, I believed in God, but I didn't know his name was Osiris until I had that spiritual awakening. That's when I found out God's name was Osiris.
Was the spiritual awakening like one moment, or was it kind of gradual, or?
It was like one moment and then everything gradual, because I could start remembering everything that happened to me since birth. Freaked my parents out. How can you remember this? You was only 6 months. Who told you this? I was like, so all of these things happened? It was like freaking me out, because I'm thinking I'm having this nightmare, and did these things really happen? And finding out that these things really did happen. It wasn't a dream or a nightmare. It's like really happened. So
just.
Yeah. So when I tell my stories and jokes, I never had to write them down. I just, what story you want to tell? Just go off the cuff every time, like that. Just worry about what time, how long do you want me to tell the story, and that's it. But as far as stories, just go off the cuff. Never wrote any of them down.
Is it, did you get all into like the history of the Egyptians, the spiritual practices and stuff, the different gods?
And that's when I became a vegan. And,
okay.
Yeah, I started going all natural, became a vegan, went on a fast for 21 days. I just drank water, and that was it for 21 days.
Wow.
To clean my system out. And, I was kind of heavy then too. I was really big. And
the build of a vegan.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't do one push-up. Then I started doing 1,000 push-ups. And changed my whole life around.
Do you look at hieroglyphics and stuff, or is it more just like an aesthetic and a?
I started studying, more astrology, and find out all those things are true, and learning just more about myself and who I am, and find out the meaning of true love and happiness, and have to find it in yourself first.
So it's kind of more of a framework or a gateway into these other things, or a way of interpreting who you are, or love or things like that.
Right.
Through the Osiris
and
Isis.
Through those practices like that.
Got it.
And just being natural, and like I said, loving yourself, and if you learn to love yourself, then you can learn to love others. And it starts by treating your body well and being natural to your body.
Did you ever go to that spot on Western, south of Florence? I think it's called the KRST Africa Center. It's white building, and they've got statues of I think Osiris and Isis outside of it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What is up with that place?
I have no idea. I've never been in there before.
You never have?
No.
There's a building not far from where you grew up
Uh-huh.
that has statues, and you never went in?
Yeah, never went inside there.
You gotta check it out.
I've seen it several times. So, yeah.
I kind of have been tempted. I once want to go to one of their services there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, oh, he's a spy. Trying to take us down. But it seems so interesting.
Yeah. I just I've passed by it several times. Just never stopped by there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool spot over there.
Yeah.
Ancient Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So these guys behind us, do you know who they are?
Yeah, Trot and Yeah, I can't tell who those two are. Who's holding what from here?
Do you ever get tired of the vegan lifestyle?
David? No, no, not at all.
This is the new.
Just had to just change my whole life around, you know, because I was heavy too, just destroying my body, eating those things, and you know, we do those things, we'll destroy us. You know, we're destroying ourselves, we're destroying the planet, destroying God's creatures, and you know, all of that stuff. So it all matters.
How's the storytelling scene in LA?
It's pretty good. It's picking up. You know, it's fairly new. So.
Yeah, I feel like I never heard about it.
Right. Yeah. So, because I've only been doing it for a year, and you know, yeah, it's been pretty good.
Is it like gig based, or you're like, oh, I got to get on stage to tell? Because like comics, it's like stage time is like the ultimate thing. Getting on there, you get a rush. Is it more for you about getting on stage, or are you just like, I don't want to tell a story unless I have a serious story to tell?
No, I like getting up there, sharing the stories, and making people laugh, and you know, enjoying the stories that I tell. You know.
Have you, since you started doing storytelling, have you kind of trained your mind to look for good story opportunities?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, have a good story in just everyday life. Yeah.
You can like sense one in the making.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever acted in a certain way, or like gone down a path, or got suggested into something because you knew you were developing a story, and if you were just like, I don't think so, man, it would ruin the story and it would be over then?
No. Most of the time, it'll happen, and I'll think of it afterwards. Like, hey, you know what? I can use that as a story. Yeah.
How do you? The thing that always impresses me about storytelling is the way it's like comedians who tell stories. It'll usually just be like this funny thing. It's like, you know, it's all comedy based, and then the end of the story will just kind of be a callback to an earlier thing, and then that's the joke, and it's all wrapped up in a package. But with storytelling, there's usually like a message at the end, or a moral or stuff. Mm-hmm. How do you figure out what the story is saying, if that makes sense?
Yeah, well, you know what? Most of mine are actually about love or redemption or things like that. So even though like the Taco Hill story, you know, in the Taco Hill story, these guys killed, you know, about 8 people before they got to us. When he got to us, he didn't harm anybody in the store, passed us up, killed the next guy, you know. So, you know, that was just God's love for me, you know, and you call it luck, coincidence, whatever you want to, but that was the whole story I tell about the genius, you know, because the detective comes in and was like, wait a minute, he killed everybody. He came to you, he didn't harm anybody, didn't take any money, and then he goes to the next person and kill him because they didn't open up the safe. Why didn't he kill you? You didn't open up the safe. And he goes, genius.
You've had a lot of brushes with death, it seems like.
Yes.
Any more that besides the being robbed in the ambulance and the riots?
Well.
What's the closest you ever came to death?
Closest I ever came to death was when somebody took the liner off my fire suit when I was working for the fire department. You know, they have the liner in there that keeps you from getting burnt. And I was working for a small department, and somebody took the liner out my jacket and hung the jacket back up. So we were going on this training call where they lit, you know, they burned the house on purpose. And but they're making it like we're having an actual call. So when I grabbed the jacket, it didn't have a liner in there, and I put it on and went inside the house, and it was just burning so bad, and it didn't burn my skin or anything like that. And the chief actually fainted when he hit my jacket and it didn't have a liner, because he said, "How did you even survive that? It melted somebody else's helmet. That's how hot it was. And you survived it. How, you know, what happened?" But I jumped out the window, you know. I was screaming, "Help, help," you know. And I was telling them to put the water on me, and running around in circles, and then I jumped out the window. But you know something? That you're definitely not gonna stop, drop, and roll. They teach you that in the kindergarten. Yeah. But if you're really on fire, you're not gonna stop, drop, and roll.
After you have these, like all these stories, and then that time I died, and then you just have a big smile on your face. After it happens, are you ever shaken up about it? Or are you just like, that's a crazy world we live in?
You know what? I didn't realize that it was so close to death until the chief was like, "Hey," and they bought the department all new uniforms after that. Yeah. Just a month before, they was like, "Oh, we can't afford to buy new uniforms," and after that, all the uniforms and turnout gear.
Is there a subject in your stories that you won't touch, or a theme that you won't go after, anything you're not interested in?
I talk about everything, you know, family issues. That's another thing I talk about, because, you know, a lot of them are, you know, they're your family. They're supposed to love you, and they're supposed to be so much in the church. Like, you should see my mom. She rolls around on the floor and all this stuff. But, well, wow, and you would think she's just a sweet person. And just, you know, not long ago, my sister made up a lie, have the police come over to my house with guns drawn on me. And this is my sister. And she called my mom, and my mom told her, "Yeah, go ahead, call the police." So, you know, I'm like, okay, are you guys kidding me? You know what? You know, it was, yeah, insane. This is my family members, you know? Yeah. When I was a kid, my brother left me behind in a gang fight because I didn't give him $5. This is my brother. So, you know, hey.
Well, families, I think everybody's family's a little crazy. I'll tell you this, I think families would treat each other a lot better if there was a storyteller in every family, dropping a dime on everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So your sister had, well, she knew that you could take having guns drawn on you, because it's happened so many times before.
But not by LAPD.
That's, oh yeah, they actually.
Oh my goodness, no.
They're probably more likely to kill you than
you know,
a gang member.
The thing is, 20 years ago, that tragedy happened in our family. You know, with my god brother. You know.
Got killed by the police?
Yeah, it was on the news and everything. Okay, and you're gonna make the same mistake? I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
There are like a group of people who are known for shooting people.
Right, yeah.
Like, fire department never shoots anybody.
Exactly. You know, hey, why didn't you call the fire department or anybody to come help me? Why was
the Coast Guard?
Yeah.
They never shoot anybody. Park ranger. Cops though.
Yeah. Hey, call the U.S. the Postal Service.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, no, they used to shoot people though.
Oh, the Postal Service.
Remember in the 90s, there was like.
Oh yeah, that's right. But they only shot other postal workers.
Oh, okay.
They go to work and, you know, sorry. Not when they're delivering your mail. Yeah. So.
Oh, and now we're in Bedrock. We've really traveled through time, and can't really see it. This is a Flintstone. Yeah, you can. It's a Flintstones theme park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you like the cavemen too? Is there wisdom we can get from them, cave paintings and stuff?
Well, they live by nature. You can learn from that.
See, they are tying it all together.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, we're running out of time, but is there a favorite story, or not even favorite, but one quick 'cause we only have, I should have asked you this 10 minutes ago, but some lesson and wisdom, because you're a survivor, obviously. Robberies, riots, fires, families, everything. Is there a lesson you can leave our viewers with?
Learn to love yourself, and you'll find the greatest love of all.
How do you learn to love yourself?
Know that you're important in life, that you mean something in life, and your being on this planet was not an accident.
Well, hey, we never would have talked to each other, or outside of UCB, that was no accident.
Or exactly.
So we are. So yeah, you you're kind of like Forrest Gump. You draw on all these things, and then you. I dig it. Horace, thank you so much for coming on the show. Any story shows to plug, or any storytelling you're going to be doing, or social media or anything?
Let me see, on the 9th, I'll be doing the New Urbanism Film Festival. And let me see, and on the 29th, I'll be at the Microwave in Santa Monica. I mean, in Venice Beach, Venice Boulevard. Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, and then if, maybe certain bus lines, people might find you there too.
Right, yeah.
So he's the guy with the hat. Strike up a conversation. Very easy to talk to. Again, thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. Till next time, this is Adam Papagan, reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind. Good night.